Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, on 28 July, informed that the arrests made in connection with the Tura violence are purely based on evidence. Briefing media persons on why political parties' names were linked to the riots, Sangma said, the evidence is clear because the video recordings are there, and based on these footages the actions were taken, he said. Asked on DGP attributing the violence to pre-planned conspiracy, Sangma said that a detailed report on the motive of the violence will only come about after an inquiry. The inquiry will give a clear picture of what it was, but whatever happened it was unprecedented, and when the Chief Minister is going with an intention to solve the problem, doing good to the people, all the developmental works, there can be people who can hate us, but such acts cannot be justified, he said.
Intention to going up to the extent of murdering you, because this is a big statement that DGP has made. So what do you have to say about this?
No, that of course only DGP can tell you, and only the inquiry that is going to come in will then finally give the clear picture of what it was. But as I said, that I mean, whatever happened, it is unprecedented in one way. And when Chief Minister is going with the intention to really solve the problem, we are going with the intention of doing good for the people, and and all the different development works that we're doing. I mean, there could be people who hate us, but obviously this kind of action cannot be justified in any way, and it is wrong for anybody to think that they can take the law in their hand in this manner and get away with it. So the police, of course, being an unprecedented situation and an incident, of course, they have their own way of inquiring and look into it. So the best thing to do is to allow the police to do their part in terms of taking necessary steps and action to catch the people who were involved in this, and finding out also the reasons and the purpose of what really was the intention. Because as I said, the NGOs mentioned that they had no clue on who these people were, and this was said right in the room while the stones were being pelted at us. The NGOs repeated again and again, said that we have no idea, so we were just few people. We have come for a non-violent way of finding a solution. This is an issue that's important to us, and we don't know who these people are. And so let us allow the police to do its work. And I have repeated uh, myself again and again. I have This is exactly my stand with the police, and I'm telling you the same thing: is that everything that has to be done has to be on the basis of evidence and as per the rules.
Sir, there's a mass arrest that has taken place.
The incident that happened, uh, I had gone there to meet the different NGO groups. And if you recall, the invitation was given to all the NGOs who would like to meet the Chief Minister on that particular day. And the venue was the Circuit House. And some of the NGOs actually came to the Circuit House and met me there. But there were certain NGOs who were uh, fasting there in another location, and they had insisted that the Chief Minister should come to the spot where they were fasting, and hence I genuinely wanting to understand their concerns and genuinely wanting to meet them, and having no as such any issues with going ahead with whatever would help in finding a way forward. I agreed to go there, and I went with a very very open mind. I went with a very positive mind, and I went ahead with a very kind of concern for the issue. So that is what my thought process was, and the initial inputs that came in from my security agencies and the police was that It cannot be in the venue itself. It is not going to be safe, but we can have it in the official CM office. Secretariat is there where I have a room, which happens to be just next to the place where they were having the fasting. And hence, the communication was made to the NGOs who were fasting that that location can be suitable. And accordingly, they agreed, which, as I said, was right where they were, but it would be at least a place where we would have a room to sit in. And so basically, when we had that sitting, we discussed many issues. And they were told that you can bring in whoever from your organizations and your groups and your team, whoever you want to bring in, you can bring them in. And they selected their own people, and those selected people then came into the to the meeting. And in the meeting, we discussed many concerns that they had, and they went beyond the concerns that were mentioned earlier by them regarding the backlog and their concerns regarding the winter capital. And apart from that, also many other subjects came out, and discussion was going in a very positive manner. And when that happened, then we could then slowly, after about close to an hour and a half, we could hear a bit of sloganing that started. And then we continued to discuss. And in the meantime, I had asked the SP and the administration just to check. And I also mentioned to the NGOs that this kindly ensure that your people are peaceful and controlled. And then after a few minutes, when the snoggling went on a bit more louder, I then told the groups that, look, I think you have to go and tell them outside. Maybe they're waiting for some kind of a communication, a message from you. So kindly go outside, and you can then tell them to be silent and be peaceful, and that you will come and brief them. And when the people who went out from the meeting, when they came back to the room, they then told me that, or not just me, they told the entire room that was there, that included the other members from the other groups who were with them, and also the SP and the DC and other officials who were sitting there, that they don't recognize most of the people who are outside, and that these members who are standing outside are not part of their organization. And in fact, some of them, their eyes are like blood, red blood, they look intoxicated. And then they said that we don't know who these people are, most of them. So that's when we could figure out that there is something that's more complicated than what initially was thought, and that it seemed like there were organizations or people or individuals or groups who had come in there who were not part of the actual initial movement or whatever the fasting that was taking place. And in fact, the reports that we had received was initially that about 10 to 15 to maximum 20 people in a day used to be there. Once in a while, some group used to come, and then, but on an average, there was not a very large number that used to sit there during the fasting time. So therefore, when all of this happened, when the NGOs came in and told us that these people who are outside are not part of their group, and they don't know them, that's when we could understand that, as I said, there are other elements part of this. Now, I want to be very clear in my standing here. Is that we are very clear that anybody who will be arrested, or anybody who will be picked up, or any case that will be filed, will be purely on the basis of evidence. What happened was not correct. And when we had gone with a very, very positive intention, and we had gone with the concerns of the people, and I had no reason to agree to their request of going to the location. I could have easily stuck to my stand that no, they should come to Circuit House, which is what the security agencies wanted me to do. But I said no. I am concerned, and I'm genuinely wanting to resolve this. And I have no ego problem or anything where it looks bad for me to go. I'll go if it helps the cause. I have no problem in going, and I went, as I said, with a very very positive and a very clean thought that I'll be able to uh, talk to them and will be able to find a way forward, as I said. So now, when all of this happened, this attack that took place, uh, from all the statements that we could make out while we were in the room, that there were external agencies or organizations or groups or individuals who were not connected with this came in, and hence there were indications, and it just so happened that a lot of these people who were then shouting outside, especially and instigating, happened to be from certain political parties who were past candidates of certain political parties, and hence from that angle that link was there. But I want to make it very clear, we are not going by political parties, or we're not even trying to say that this is this political party, that political party. All we are saying is that everything will be based on evidence. No matter what party an individual may belong to, or what organization may belong to, or whatever background the person may be from, if the person, uh, based on proof and evidence, was involved in instigating and was involved in any way in the incident, that time will be, action will be taken against those individuals. So it is not political or party, but it is purely on the basis of evidence.